Hi there, today I'm in the workshop. I've got my smallest, least expensive, arguably best bang for the buck fishing kayak that I own. This is the Argo 100 XR. I really love this boat because it's so easy to get to the water. However, today I'm going to be going someplace about 0.4 miles or 0.70 kilometers. It's a good little walk, and I'm not going to carry this thing despite it being very lightweight. So today I'm going to be using the smallest, least expensive kayak cart that Pelican makes for kayaks, and we're going to see how that works out. This very unassuming, inexpensive setup is actually quite sufficient for going out and catching fish. From that seat right there, I have caught many fish and have had great adventures. And the seat is very comfortable. Even though it's a small sit-inside kayak, you have a stadium seat, just like you would on more expensive kayaks. And to that I've added lots of homemade stuff like my camera mount there, and added a little place here, added PVC for my pliers, and there are other places that are built in like that for my long nose needle nose pliers. On the floor I added some cushioning, and from the factory comes cushioning on the sides, which makes things a lot quieter. And to the factory mount I added a rod holder, I added extensions to the flush mount rod holders, and of course up front I had to add a cup holder because, you know, beer is good. On the front there are these little dealies that I added for the fronts of my rods, so I could stick those in there and everything would stay secure if I was going through a mangrove tunnel or if I was transporting the whole thing towards my fishing hole. And of course you need a measuring device, which I carved into the side, so I always had a way to measure my fish. That's all fine and good. Let's actually use the cart now and drag this thing to the water. As I said earlier, this trip was going to be just under a half a mile over terrain that was kind of ruddy, and this basic kayak cart works absolutely fine on this light kayak, which has a bit of a V-shaped hull to it. There are better carts out there, and there's better shoes out there, but hey, I don't want to over-engineer everything, you know? Sometimes simple is best, and today I just wanted to do some simple fishing in some wonderful backwaters here in Florida. This kayak is obviously a breeze to use a cart with, partially because it's really light, but any cart centered under the boat is going to make it real easy for you to drag it considerable distances to get to places like this. I absolutely love this little spot. The only way to get here is by kayak, and then the only way to do it is to have a cart. So the amount of traffic that you see here on the water is just about none. Now here you see me dealing with the cart after I've gotten to the water. It has little pins that allows you to take the wheels off easy peasy. No tools needed. And in the back of this kayak there is an oval hatch, and even with my dry box in there also with the cart, I'm able to fit the whole assembly in the hatch, and you can hardly tell that anything is even there. With that out of the way, I'm now able to slide the kayak into the water and towards adventure. Look at how wonderful that is. Again, this is some backwater Florida fishing where you never know what you're going to find. Tarpon, snook, redfish, jacks. There's lots of mullet back there, which if you're a cast netter and you have a hankering to eat some smoked fish, yeah man, this kayak can offer you all of that without having to stand on the bank or a fishing pier. And that, my friends, is worth every dollar. Oh! Had to stick for a second. Damn, got excited. That was a good cast though. We got a great drift, a lot of good casts, and no fish. At least I have a good kayak and a good cart. There he is. Yeah, I think I walked farther than oh, goodbye fish. I walked farther than I paddled today to find that fish. How about that? I fished for quite a while along this initial bank and got a bunch of beautiful little snook. Look at the color of this fish. These small fish were just what the doctor ordered when it came to a midday therapy session. And finding these fish was only possible when I got my lure really close to the trees. You see behind me, there's those shadows underneath? That's where they all seem to be hanging out. I'd live there if I was a snook. Yes, I would. Told you. What are you doing in there, huh? What are you, a squirrel? Hanging out in the trees? It's safe in there. Yeah, obviously. Go get big. Today I only spent a few hours out here and caught a whole bunch of those small snook. And then the wind started picking up and I started thinking about my single dog that I have at home. After losing my other dog, I worried about him being home all alone. So I figured it was time to get back. Bayard's been handling the situation very good, actually, since we lost Jabs. Many thanks to those who have reached out in concern. Gotta love having access to these kinds of places to get the kinks out of your back. Yeah, all it really required was a small kayak and a little cart to help get it there. Now guys, this little kayak and that cart have enabled me to go on so many adventures in not just Florida, but Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. I had this boat with me when I was traveling. If you guys remember that, that was yeah, that was something else, man. The ability to do that with a small, inexpensive boat. I mean, I'm not sure I would take this type of thing offshore. I'd rather have a big vessel I could stand on, although I could stand in this, not without risk of falling in. But yeah, I do love this boat, and it's why I share these things with you. If you're interested in this boat or the cart or the accessories you see, then I'll leave links in the description where you can find that stuff. And if you're interested in some of the DIY stuff, stay tuned. Maybe I'll share some of that stuff too in upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. My thanks to the fish and all you guys that have subscribed and liked and all that good stuff. I appreciate you, man. See you next time. Well, here we are at the end of another video, and if you guys like this sort of stuff, then give it a like. And if you have ideas for more future videos that you'd like to see me take part in, let me know in the comments section, and I'll do my best to make those videos for you. In the meantime, if you want more fishing content, then here's some links for you. Thank you guys, as always, for watching.